Hey everyone, welcome to Tuesday night Team Freedom Zoom call. This is something we do every single Tuesday night, and I'm so glad you have joined us. A little housekeeping first. We are in the beginning stages of a 7-day simple IPA challenge. Today is day 2, and it's not too late for you to join in. If you're not doing IPA, IPA stands for Income Producing Activity, and it's the core of our business. If your business is not growing, that means you're not doing IPA, income producing activity. In your back office, there's a little sheet. It's called Daily Income Producing Worksheet. It's found in your back office. And what we have done is we have challenged you to print off 7 and just put them in a little binder. And there's my yesterday that I did, and it shows you exactly what to do. So I hope some of you participating in this. If you're not, you can always jump in and start anytime. So tonight we have my dearest friend in Plexus, Laura Prejean, here with us, and I'm so excited. She is a wife and mama to 4 kids. I think her oldest is 12. Is that right? Is Katie Jo 12? All under 12. She started in the business probably a little over 4 years ago. Am I right about that? Yep. And so she did the business with 4 little kids. She's a homeschooling mom. She was a real estate agent. So talk about busy life. Laura had a busy, busy life when Plexus found her. So she's proof that anyone can do this no matter how busy you are. Laura and I met in a God moment. It was one of those times where I had just turned emerald. I had won a trip to Hawaii. I really didn't know anybody. I didn't know really had no relationship whatsoever with anyone who was a jewel, who was on this trip to Hawaii. And so before I went, have y'all ever been in a situation where you didn't know anybody at all and was going to be like on a 5 or 6 or 7 day trip? Pretty awkward. And so I prayed on the plane, Lord, please let me meet at least one person so we can do something, because there's these parties and a luau, and I didn't want to be just standing there thinking, what the heck? Hey, I'm Datha. So as God works, literally, and we can't get over this. It's just the coolest story. I walked up to check in at the hotel or the resort in Hawaii, and I looked over, and here was this little short, fiery redhead with a hat on. And so I think something she had on said Plexus. So we just turned to each other, and that's the moment we met. And we literally, her and her husband, and my husband spent the whole entire time together. And she kind of took me under her wing because she had been in Plexus longer than me. And she had actually missed her first trip to Hawaii because she was pregnant. And so she didn't get to go. The doctor wouldn't let her travel. So this was her first trip to Hawaii, although she had won one previously. And we just kind of fell in love. Our families, our husbands, and we just so enjoy seeing each other at every Plexus event. It's made it so, so sweet. We just clicked. And God arranged it. He knew that our personalities would be similar, and we would complement each other, and we encourage each other, and it's just been a wonderful thing. Laura lives in Arkansas, so not too far away, and I'm so excited I get to see her in just a few weeks, because once a year we try to meet halfway, and we're doing that here pretty soon with our husbands and have a little get-together. So I'll quit talking because I could talk about her all day long. I don't even know really what she's going to talk about tonight, but whatever it is, it'll be really, really good. So take it away, Laura.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Datha, I love you so much. And you guys, she is so right. She and I could just chit chat all night long. I want to tell you guys right off the bat that my voice is like failing me. So I hope that you can hear me. I sound kind of like a 13-year-old dude right now, and I apologize for that. I will do the very best I can. But Datha, so thank you so much for inviting me to be on your call. And I love your team. I've gotten to know some of you guys over the past few years, and y'all are so lucky to have Datha as your upline. And I'm not just saying that because she's one of my dearest friends ever. She is a genuine, real, God-fearing woman that desperately wants freedom and joy and love for all of you guys. And don't you just know how amazing she is? Oh, I love her. Okay. So I want to start off tonight with a little bit of a story. Before I start though, Datha, can y'all hear?
Hold on, wait a minute. Okay, there you go. I tried to mute everybody again. Somebody must have joined and wasn't muted. So I think I took care of it.
Okay. Yes. All right. I can't hear myself now. Okay. So there once was a little girl that was growing up a long time ago and had dreams of huge things. Wanted to be a mama, wanted to have kids, wanted to be an astronaut. Okay. I mean, how many people have ever wanted to be an astronaut? Wanted to go into the stars and see the galaxy, just had so much confidence. And then what happened was life kind of set in. Right off the bat, she discovered that she needed glasses. And that vision, that dream of being an astronaut at the time was immediately cut off because you had to have, at the time, you had to have perfect eyesight to be a pilot. And it was one of those things that really devastated this little girl. And then she also began to start moving a lot. This little girl's daddy was a pastor of a church, and she had a great life, but she moved around a lot. And I don't know if any of you guys have ever moved around a lot, but for this little girl, it was hard, okay? We moved, well, shoot, I wasn't supposed to say we. You weren't supposed to know that it was me. Okay. This little girl moved around a lot and moved to little small towns. How many of you guys are from a little small town? Okay, let me tell you, it was hard. It was hard, okay? Fitting in, making friends was incredibly difficult. She began to notice that she didn't fit in, that she didn't look like some of the other girls. She began to get made fun of because she was an outsider. She wasn't part of the crowd. And this was something that she experienced over and over as she continued to move throughout her life. So that by the time she became an adult and went to college, there was already this foundation of she's not good enough. She's not good enough. She's not like these girls. She's not like them. She's just not good enough. She couldn't be what she wanted to be when she was older. And that was already set in. I don't know if you guys have seen, if y'all are watching the Olympics at all, you have probably seen this commercial. And I cannot remember who it is that did it, but it starts out with a teacher writing on the board the word can't. Okay? And it goes on to show children as they're growing up all the different times that people in their life essentially tell them that they can't do something. Well, that's what happened with this little girl growing up. Obviously, this little girl was me. But it is uncanny how often throughout our lives growing up, we have heard the word can't. And it doesn't necessarily mean that somebody's being ugly to you or mean to you. Sometimes mamas tell us we can't do something because they're trying to, shelter us from getting hurt. And they're being, mamas, right? Sometimes sisters tell us stuff, and it's not that people are saying things to put us down, but over time, we begin to hear that word, can't, or shouldn't, or never will be able to, or that's not for you. And it begins to set, like I said, a foundation for the struggles that we might come across as we get older and as we become adults and we have children and we become moms and we, go to work or have our own business, whatever it is. That's the foundation that we have. Okay. That was my foundation. Now, I know that sounds awful. And if my mom was watching this right now, she'd be like, Laura, that's horrible. Because I did have a good childhood. It could have been a lot worse. But I absolutely struggled with the big old can't. And that I wasn't good enough. And I struggled with that. Y'all, I have struggled with it all my life. All my life. Okay. And so for me, when Plexus came around, I immediately thought, well, I'm not going to do anything with this. I'll try the products. I'll even, try to get it paid for, because quite honestly, I couldn't pay for it every single month. So I needed to at least get the products paid for. But I was like, I'm not going to be successful with this. I'm not. And you guys should know that I actually tried something like this a long time ago. I worked another network marketing company in 2006 to 2009, and I was horrible at it. Horrible, okay? So if you've ever done something else before, don't let that discourage you from trying something new like Plexus, because that one didn't work for me. So again, there was that can't, right? I'd already messed up. I'd already failed at another company. So I knew, well, I'm not going to be successful at this. Well, God had other plans for me, and I'm so, so grateful to him. And I give him all the glory for what he did in my life through Plexus. And I'm not going to go into my big testimony, but suffice it to say, it was a perfect scenario. And I proceeded to rank up and move up the ladder and get to Emerald. Now, you guys should know that I started Plexus right along with two of my other very good friends in Plexus, Nicole Kinsler and Tamara Holloway. I bet you guys have never heard of them, have you? Nobody knows who they are, right? Okay, so Tamara and I went to college together, so I've known her for a long time. And then Nicole watched my babies for me and Mother's Day Out a long time ago. So I've known these ladies for a while, and we all started this right around the same time, especially me and Tamara. So if you know Tamara's story, she started, and it took her a little while to get going, okay? But once she got going, the girl got going, okay? And she went woo, and flew up the ladder, which of course helped Nicole, because Nicole's her sponsor. Nicole couldn't do it on her own. She obviously has to have, other team. And so Nicole went right up the ladder too. Well, guess what I did? Guess what this Emerald did? I went backwards. I lost my rank. Okay? Right off the bat, I lost my rank. And I was so discouraged. And here entered the mindset, the struggles again, because y'all, these were my friends, and they were going diamond, and they were, living, and they still are living the high life. And I was struggling. And I began to deal with some massive comparison issues. And Dathan knows it's something that I have struggled with for a good 2.5 years, probably. And I have pulled myself out by the grace of God, by being in the Word. I'm not saying I'm completely, what's the word? Cleared or I still struggle with it. Okay. And it is a day by day being grateful. Okay. I want you guys to be grateful for what you have, and being in the Word. That is what has gotten me through this. One of the things that I would highly encourage you guys to do is to keep a gratitude journal. Because if you're on this call tonight, it means that you have technology either in your hand or sitting on your lap or on your counter in front of you. You have technology. You probably have a cell phone. I can see that you're all sitting inside somewhere, which means you have a roof over your head. You all look like you have your health. Okay. I know we all struggle with health. But for the most part, you all look pretty darn healthy to me. Okay. And you probably just ate dinner an hour or so ago. Okay. You cooked yourself some dinner. Yeah. You ate it. We are blessed. We are blessed as Americans. We are blessed as human beings. Whether Plexus goes bankrupt and dies tomorrow, or whether we continue to move forward and get to diamonds, we are blessed. And so often we can look at this journey, we can look at this Plexus thing, and we can go, oh, look at her. Dadgummit, we joined at the same time, and she just went gold, and I'm not even silver. What is she doing that I'm not? when what we can think about is today was a beautiful day. The sun was out. There were blue skies. My children are healthy. My husband loves me. I had food to eat, shoes on my feet. Like, there are all kinds of gratitudes that we can have. And so what I encourage you to do, and Dathan, maybe you can make some type of contest or something. I don't know. Keeping a gratitude journal is so important to keep life in perspective. Because guys, Plexus is just a small part of life. It really is. We were put on this earth to do major things. And now Plexus can allow us to do amazing things. We can give to others. We can help other people get healthy and get their lives back. And God can absolutely use Plexus as a tool to do great things. But we were also put on this planet to give glory to God, okay? To be mamas, to be grandmas, to be sisters, to be friends, to build and to edify one another, and to show people the way to Christ. That is what we're here on this for. And I hope that you guys will never lose sight of that, no matter what your Plexus business looks like. So I want to ask you guys tonight, how long have you been on this journey? Now, some of you may be relatively new, okay? But some of you may have been here for a couple of years. Some of you may have been around for a long time. Some of you may be Datha's first ambassadors. And now I have no clue. I see one of those. I have no clue who you are or what your rank is or anything like that. But I'm going to tell you right now that I've got ladies on my team that have been with me for 4.5 years that are silvers, they're golds, and I have one senior gold that has been with me for 4.5 years. And it would be very easy for them to have left, okay? What is making them stay around? Why are they still here? I'm going to tell you right now. One is we have a family. We are a community with Plexus. And this sounds so cliche-ish, but if I lost my paycheck tomorrow, like I said earlier, I love my Plexus family. I have friends like Datha that I would never have known if it was not for Plexus. I have ladies that encourage me, that send me notes when I'm upset, when I'm frustrated, not just about Plexus, but in life in general, that I never knew before Plexus. And we have a tight-knit community, and I know you guys too. And there is something to be said for women that can inspire and motivate and encourage one another. I mean, it is worth all the money in the world, okay? But I know that even with that, there can be times where you can be discouraged and you can be frustrated, and you don't have to raise your hands. But I imagine that there are some of you either on the call tonight right now or watching this recording that is like, yeah, that's me, Laura. I have been with Datha for a year, 2 years, and I'm still gold, or I'm still silver, or I can't seem to get it going. First off, I want you to change the way you're thinking, okay? I always talk about flipping a switch, flipping that switch in your brain. Please do not ever say again, I'm just gold, or I'm just silver, or I'm still silver, I'm still gold, or I'm still senior gold. First off, stop saying that, because as long as you say that, you will still be that rank, okay? It's in your brain, okay? So stop saying that, and realize that even if you're a silver ambassador, you are one of the top people in this company. Go look at our income statement and see how many people are silvers. There's not that many. So if you're a silver ambassador, pat yourself on the back. You're doing good. If you're a gold ambassador, you're doing really good. You're like in the top, I don't know, like 8 or 9% of the company. Hello. That's good. It's all in the way we think about these things. Now, I'm going to tell you something else. Before I got on this call, I knew that I wanted to talk about the length, because sometimes it's easy for us to look at other people and how quickly they ranked up, and we get into that comparison trap that I was telling you guys about earlier. So what I did is I started messaging some people that I knew that were in other companies, or people that I knew that knew other people in other companies, if that makes sense. Okay. So I talked to somebody who is in Mary Kay, and she's been doing Mary Kay for, I think, 2 years. Okay. And she just, now in Mary Kay, they have 2 cars. They have like a Malibu at a lower rank, and then they have the pink Cadillac at one of the high ranks. Okay. So she's been doing this for 2 years, I think, 2 or 3 years, and she just got her red Malibu. All right. So she's not all the way, she's not to emerald level. Does that make sense? So it's taken her that long just to get that first car. Now, in the company I was with, which I won't say, okay, but the company that I was with, I know a girl personally that when I started in this company back in 2006, she was equivalent to a senior gold ruby. Okay. That's what she was equivalent to back in 2006. Now, she just ranked up to get her car like 2 years ago. So we'll say 2016. She just ranked up. So 10 years, you guys, it took her to go from essentially senior gold ruby level to get to their emerald level to get her car. Now, how long was she in it before to get to the senior gold or ruby level? I'm not sure. But it took her 10 years. Could she have quit? Yeah. You think she was discouraged and frustrated? Yes. There were probably times where she thought, why am I doing this? But did she quit? No. And now she's driving around in her car. Okay. It is worth it. Okay. So I talked to another lady who does Pampered Chef. She's been doing Pampered Chef for 10 years. She still does parties all the time, and she has not ranked up to get their car. And I'm telling you guys all this, and I could go on. I know more people, and I don't want to keep on the phone all night. I mean, on Zoom all night. But I'm telling you this because I think sometimes it's easy to look at Plexus and see some of these ladies that are moving up quickly, and you get discouraged. But y'all, and it can be a process. It can take a little while. And so if it's taking us 10 years to get to emerald, guess what? Those 10 years are going to pass anyways, right? They're going to pass. So just keep going. Just stay with it. I guarantee you that girl that was in the company I was in is so glad that she stayed with it. And y'all, what a testimony she has now. She is such a great testimony to her team and to other people in her field that if you will just stick with what you're doing, that you can do it. Listen, if you think you can, you can. And if you think you can't, you can't. That's all there is to it. The Bible says that as a man thinketh, so he is. That is straight from the Word of God. And if you're like me, that's the truth. That is the absolute truth. As you think, what you think about yourself is what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be. Okay? So I encourage you guys, stick with the system. Datha and Plexus have given you a system. She just talked about IPAs at the very beginning of this call. That is the lifeblood of this business. It is the system that she has in place. You guys even have a binder with the stuff in it. There's your system. Hello. Stick with the system. Do your IPAs every single day. And when you get to that point where you're like, oh, I just don't know if this is worth it anymore. I just don't know if I can do this for another year. I just don't know. You just keep going. You just keep going. You just keep doing the system that's in place. You know why people get to the top of the company in these other companies that I've talked about? Because they kept working. They never quit. No matter how discouraged, no matter how frustrated, no matter how many people went flying by them, they kept going. If you will do the work on a daily basis, you will stay consistent, Stay pleasantly persistent, okay, with people. Don't just take no lightly. Come back at them and stay a little persistent with them. Then this can happen for you, all right? But you've got to also work on your mindset. And I talk about this all the time because it's such a huge deal for me. I have had to work on my mind. That little girl that didn't get included, that was left out, that was bullied at times, that didn't fit in, that heard can't a lot. That little girl has had to work on her mindset a lot. And I imagine that there's probably some other little girls watching right now that we need to work on our mindset. We've got to believe that this is for us. Why not you? Why not you? What does Datha or myself have that you don't? I'm going to answer that. Nothing. There's nothing special about me and Datha that you don't have too. The Lord has given you gifts, and He has given you empowerment and the ability to do amazing things just like He has me and Datha. Why not you? You can do this. You can change lives, and at the same time, you change return. What is better than that? Better than that. So I made a promise to myself that I wasn't going to make this call longer than 30 minutes because in my team, we do not have calls longer than 30 minutes. We are a 30 minutes, people's butts and brains stop functioning, and they need to get up off their butt and they need to turn their brain off, right? So it's been 30 minutes. I really hope that something I've said maybe you've resonated with you, okay? And that you can take this and just build on it. And Datha, thank you so much for having me on your call. I love your team. Oh, we can't hear you, baby girl. You're muted. Oh, she's muted. You're muted.
I was saying I love you too, Laura. And you know me, if you want to go ahead and I'll tag y'all, or either I'll just go ahead and make a picture. Because this is good work from home. This is a good Plexus post. So everybody give me your prettiest smile. That's a good work from home. Thank you so much, Laura. Thank you so, so much. Do y'all love hearing from different people? I love hearing from different people. And friendship is what makes this so sweet. And Laura, just know, I'm looking over here while you were talking. The beginning of this year, the Lord gave me a word which is deeper. And I want to go deeper with my relationships and deeper with my friendships and deeper with Jesus. And I want to show you, I've got to move away to get to this board. But this is how much this girl knows. This is what's on my prayer board. And I pray for my friend Laura, and that's our friend Catherine. And I really encourage y'all to do that. If you have somebody in front of you, and I have seen Laura, just like I have grown by leaps and bounds in this company. And I have seen Laura grow by leaps and bounds. And if you'll just stick with this, you'll be surprised at where you'll find yourself. And I want to end with this. I don't know if Rhonda McCoy, is she on here? Talking about gratitude, and it made me think about it. Does anybody have the Marco Polo app? We use the Marco Polo app to talk back and forth to each other. And one of the, Rhonda has 3 children, 3 adopted children, and she loves to get the phone, and we're on a group chat with me and some of my level 1s, and she loves to get the phone and leave little encouraging messages, and she's 9 years old. And today I picked up my phone, and Dakota was saying a message, and it was like, girl, if you need me, you know where to call me. We can talk about Plexus. And she just kind of rambles for a few minutes, and then at the end of it, she says something that's really a lot of wisdom for a little 9-year-old girl. She says, just do it, girl. Just do it. So Dakota, let's see if we can hear this so y'all can hear it, because I'll just leave y'all with this. It only lasts about 30 seconds, and you can't hear a lot of what she says because I think she's kind of rambling about Plexus until the end.
If you want to post me like in the group, that will be great. We are at our house. We just got home by the store. And if you need help on anything, you can help. And I'll talk to Jatha, whoever she told me to talk to, on my phone. And it's very nice. So, you keep going, girl, Plexus. This is Dakota, and not.
You just keep going, girl. You just keep going, girl, in Plexus. You just keep going, girl. So I think that's how we feel sometimes. Sometimes we don't know if I can make it. We can make it. But just like Laura said and like Dakota said, just keep going, girl. Just keep going. So thank you so much, Laura. I appreciate you jumping on here, and I can't wait to see you in this in a few weeks. And bye, team. Love you guys.
Bye-bye.
I'll take everybody off.